Hey, I'm Oliver, the Value Adds Buyers Agent from Insighto Buyers Agency, where we help investors unlock and manufacture equity with design-led strategies, and of course, the classic good old data-backed market fundamentals. Today, we're going to take you on a drive right through the guts of Karingal, just east of Frankston. This is a suburb that flies under the radar for many buyers, but with its affordability, family-friendly vibe, and big block opportunities, it's one where we think deserves a closer look and is slowly getting a lot of attention. I've got Lewis Gibson from OBrien Real Estate here with me, a local expert who knows these streets better than anyone, to help us really understand what's happening here on the ground. So let's get in the car, let's hit on the road and unpack what Karingal has to offer. So I'm lucky enough to have Karingal expert Lewis Gibson from OBrien Real Estate Frankston to join us today on a bit of a different tour, right? Local expert, who better to know the pockets of Karingal, what's happening, where the buy activity is, and truly where owner-occupiers want to be. This suburb is flying under the radar, slowly coming out of the dark dungeon pockets of Frankston. Is that fair to say, Lewis?
I think that's fair to say. I think that's quite an old wives' tale that Frankston used to be, a bit of a rough area, but I think that's well and truly past now. There's a lot of families moving into the area now, and they're coming in, doing the homes up and becoming very house pros. But with every city, of course, it can't always be perfect, but
I know.
Anywhere close to the beach is where people want to be at the moment.
Frankston's appeal now extends beyond price. It's designed future-proof amenity and proximity to the city and the bay. A property with smart layout, indoor and outdoor flow, and the access to quality schools or transport is attracting owner-occupiers who won't wait for a big discount. They'll just pay what it's worth to live there. So to the right, we've got the beautiful Karingal Hub.
That's just had a multi-million-dollar revamp. You got the cinemas there as well, which is really good.
Is that your local hangout space? What do you love about Karingal? What are owner-occupiers liking about right now?
I think it's the fact that you've got a bit of everything here. The thing with Karingal is it's suburb within suburb. So you've got Karingal, then you've got Marylands, and then you've also got Lakewood. So three different pockets with three different price tags. The funding's definitely coming into the area. Obviously the hospital being nearly complete is a huge step in the right direction. You've got the new apartments being built on the Foreshore as well, which is obviously going to bring in a new demographic of residents here.
It's like putting branded sneakers in front of a sneakerhead crowd. They're willing to pay full price if it fits just right. What are you seeing owner-occupiers wanting in homes in Karingal?
The thing with Karingal is there was pretty much one builder, being AV Jennings, was the company that built a lot of the homes in this area, and a lot of them will be 3-bed, 1-bath. So when you're dealing with buyers week in, week out, and you tend to see the same faces, they know what they're getting. So when you get a home, which I guess is a 4-bed, 2-bath, which is a bit bigger, it definitely jumps up in price and value, being different, I guess, to the norm. But the thing is, the young families are buying the 3-in-1s. Eventually they'll look to upsize as well. And Karingal is a great place for downsizes as well. Obviously the hospital going in is a great addition to the area, and the peninsula it's got to be the hotspot in Melbourne.
So when owner-occupiers mount the bids, they're motivated by home and not income. They walk in with a heart as well as a head, meaning the auctions can get competitive and are competitive in a very different way. It's like two races. The investors are chasing growth and yield, and the renters are chasing a home. And nicely built homes in walkable pockets, especially near transport or beach areas, are drawing a lot more of that owner-occupier race. So price disparity, price gap between your 3x1s and your 4x2s, what are you noticing at the moment?
You can probably see about $120,000 difference. With that said, 3-in-1s, some are achieving really high prices. We just drove past one there that was one owner court that we had open last week for the first time. We took 30 buyers numbers. With that said, there was probably 50 people in there at one time. That was priced $750 to $825. Ended up selling for $828. I think people are becoming a little bit more time poor. Obviously during COVID, people were home they could renovate whenever they wanted, whereas a lot of people now, I guess, that probably worked from home during that period are now having to go back to work. So homes that are renovated are selling, I mean, just as well as homes that do need work, but you do tend to see the homes that are fully renovated are getting really, really good traction in the market.
It's actually quite crazy, hey? We started working together probably this time last year. You were the one hunting me down.
Yeah.
You were the one trying to extract an offer, whatever offer you could get out to me, right? We were still in the low sixes, and now we're looking at 100k, 120k uplift quite easily.
Just to see the comparison in prices from, you know, the end of last year coming into this year to where we are now, there's just a massive increase in prices. I mean, some of them, you know, you're seeing price growth between 50 to 70,000 from Jan to now.
So here's something quite interesting. In recent months, the auctions in Frankston are seeing a rising share of owner-occupiers and not just investors swooping in. That shift's not just a feel-good story, it's impacting competition, pricing and strategy. Let's unpack it. In July 2025, the auction clearance rates around Frankston has been outperforming the broader metro Melbourne, hovering between 70 to 80% clearance rates. And that's telling me that owner-occupiers are a lot more confident in pushing bids to get across the line. And what do you reckon's fueling that price growth?
I think a lot of it is the investors coming in from Sydney at the moment. You know, the median house price in Sydney's, what is it, like 1.7? Whereas here we're about 1.2. And I mean, certainly in Karingal, you can pick up a pretty nice home for under $1 million and get tenants and no problem. It's still a very high rental city. We actually had a discussion with a property manager on Tuesday at a meeting, and he was saying this month he's had about 650 inquiries on the rental properties that they've put out.
Wow, that's massive.
Yeah.
That is massive.
Yeah, and they've seen the average price of rentals also increasing about $20 as well to about $565.
We're walking you through one of Frankston's hidden gem, Lakewood.
So at the moment we're in Lakewood, which is an area of Frankston. It's known for its beautiful parks and lakes, a lot of wildlife. This particular area is called Frankston Circle. The homes tend to be a bit bigger, very well maintained, and a lot of families live in the area.
Houses that are in the Frankston area are generally 60s to 70s homes. That's when the area was developed. And so they are starting to show their age, and having a renovation done in the area just uplifts the values generally. It shows that there's new energy coming into the market in the area, and that attracts new businesses as well, like cafes and kinders and things like that. So it really starts to transform the area. So it's really important.
Lewis, what does Lakewood have to offer? What is so special about it?
I think the thing with Lakewood is, I mean, for starters, we're in this beautiful park here. The houses in here are a little bit bigger than the ones in your typical Karingal, where they're more like the 3-in-1 sort of standard 650 blocks. Whereas ones in here, you're getting a bit bigger, you're getting 4-in-2s, sometimes or even 5-in-2s. The land sizes are much bigger, around that 700 mark. When you look at Karingal as a suburb, people sort of use main Karingal, like around the hub, and then they got Marylands, which is the next suburb, which is maybe desirable. And then Lakewood seems to be the ultimate desire to still be in the Frankston and Karingal area. But Lakewood's the last place that people want to end up. When you're talking to some of the owners here, some of their feedback as to why they wouldn't sell, they've been here for 30, 40 years, and they're only leaving if they're in a box. That's when you know that this area is a very, or in the lake. That's when you know that the area is a really high desired little pocket to be in.
So what I'm hearing, owner-occupiers do not want to move out unless they're going throughout that stage of life.
Unless they want something maybe a little bit bigger, or I guess they've been here for, let's say, 30 years and then it is time for them to downsize. But yeah, houses in here, we're starting to get over $1 million now for a pocket in Karingal, which is big money. But I mean, look around, it's a beautiful area. You can understand why the traction's starting to come into here, and the turnover of homes are quite, I'd say, slow. People do want to stay here for a much longer period than 5-8 years.
So you're pretty much on your end, you're very much challenged to get stock onto the market.
You could say that. Like I said, with the owners being here for such a long time, I mean, if you look around, it's one of those suburbs you probably don't want to leave. And know that the buyers are starting to be really attracted to this particular pocket. Prices are only going to go up here eventually. I mean, we're already in the million, as I said.
Yep.
The end goal for people that I guess have grown up in Karingal, this is the one you want to be in.
So obviously with Frankston, you've got Frankston, main city Frankston, which tends to be a bit more rough around the edges, or the Frankston per se. Frankston, worth it. You then have Karingal, where we've done the drive-through, and that's slowly starting to change.
Yeah.
Where your 1980s homes are coming to market, renovated homes. Then you've got the more premium pockets of Frankston being, I'd say, Lakewood. What's the challenge, you know? Like, how does one pick?
It's one of those things, unless you're only looking in Frankston to buy. I mean, for example, if you jump on Google Maps, you don't see this as Lakewood, it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
So only people that live here and the locals know it as Lakewood. And buyers are now starting to become accustomed to that little pockets. For example, obviously Lakewood, you've got Maryland, and then you've got Karingal. So there are actually 3 pockets within Karingal, and buyers are starting to understand that within every pocket is a different price tag.
Absolutely, and we are definitely on the upper price tag out here.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Well, you've got a job to go and hunt homes, bring it to market, so that, you know, buyers, homeowner occupiers can really start slowly moving into such a tightly held market.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully you've now got a better feel for the streets, the vibe, and where the opportunities are hiding in these little micro streets. If you've got value from this video, give it a like, a subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below to which suburb you want me to break down next. And a big thanks to Lewis Gibson from OBrien for showing us around. And as usual, I'll see you on the next one.